I'm not gonna do the workout.
Yeah, we're gonna do a workout right now.
What's up, YouTube? We're live there.
1, 0.
All right. We're just waiting on one more. One more.
So who is it?
Mommy.
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 Are we live?
Think so.
Hola.
Think so. We're ready to go?
I think so.
Yeah, we are.
We are. Okay. It's been a day over here. I'm sure it's been a day for you guys as well. We've had some weather that hasn't been the best. But before we get started, happy Easter to everybody celebrating Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
What do you think the Easter Bunny's gonna bring you? Chocolates.
I guess me and Vodka write the note to the Easter Bunny to buy new Lego.
Oh, new Lego.
Wow. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with our. Is everything good?
I think so.
We're gonna start with our general mobility that you should be doing every day to make sure that your spine and joints are moving. Remember, the fact that you have joints means that it should move. Today, because you all voted for the shoulder, we're going to show you 3 things. We're going to talk about general shoulder health, what a normal shoulder should be able to do in terms of mobility. And then I'm going to show you 3 demonstrating on the show. Is that mom's
What's my name?
What's mom's name?
Mommy.
Mommy.
Guess remember when we told him.
Yep, she sure did. And then, so we're gonna need some props. That's why I'm gonna show you the exercises. You can do this later on your own. Okay, so I have a pink can here. The other thing that's in front of me that you might not be able to see is
It's a dumbbell.
kettlebell.
A dumbbell.
Kettlebell.
Okay, Daddy.
So we're gonna do general shoulder health.
Hey, guys.
3 exercises that you can do specifically because I know for us, we've been sitting a lot on our mobile devices with our heads forward and our shoulders internally rotated. So there's going to be 3 things that you can do. And then we're going to do and the kids had a good laugh at this one. Our game is going to be exercises.
For Easter.
Exercises for Easter.
And ball.
And the chicken dance, right? Is one of them. Okay, so let's find some space. Ready to get started?
I'm in a small.
Okay, find some room. Okay, make sure you have arms with room. We're going to start with our neck, and then we're going to start with looking side to side. You should be able to look all the way you get a little bit better in that direction. Now we're going to try to touch our ear to our shoulder. Now we're going to do forward head circles. This one's tight today.
Yes.
And backwards head
How's yours,
circles.
Ari? Feeling good?
Yours good?
Remember all those handstands you were doing on your neck? This will be good.
Yeah. All right, guys. First headstand, right?
Headstand. Oh, what no.
Now we're going to put our thumbs up like this. So stay right there. Put your thumbs up, and now we're going to do big arm circles forward. Forward. Like this. Okay. I'm just showing you. That's backwards. Other way.
Backwards.
Yeah, there you
Forward.
go. Forwards. Big arm circles.
Let's do some hard workouts.
We're going to do hard workouts. And now back.
What?
Yeah, that way.
Gotta warm up all of our joints.
Got to warm up all of our joints. Okay, now pretend you're giving mommy a big hug. You're going to keep your arms straight. And you're going to move just your shoulders.
Just like a train.
Just like a train. And then another way. No, seriously. Okay, and now our elbows. You want to keep your elbows in close to your body. And we're going to do circles with our elbows like this. And then the other way. So remember, if you're finding any of these spots that are tight, spend a little bit of extra time there. Now we're going to be doing our wrists. Our wrists the other way. Our fingers closing our hands. And our fingers opening our hands.
It feels good.
Yeah, it does. Okay, onto our hips. So do all fours. Okay, our car. So we're gonna do our left leg first. If you can't balance like this, you can do a fire hydrant on the ground like this. So our first.
Or you can grab a chair.
Yep. So our first motion is gonna be leg up,
Slurping.
slurping, leg out, and then back. There you go down the towel. Don't get knee. Don't get knee.
Yeah.
Don't get knee. Okay, other way. Don't get knee. Other leg. If you're going to be going on the ground, you want to avoid any rolling of your spine. You want to keep your spine nice and neutral.
Or go under.
Or go under. Okay, next is your knee. And again, you can do your knee circles either standing up like this. If you can't do it like that, you can do it against the chair like Rochelle is, or you can even do it sitting down. Let me see. Let me see. One leg up.
I get confidence. Oh.
You want to hold my hand?
Other leg.
The other way.
That's right. So make sure we don't lose.
Wait. Whoa.
Your things on Instagram is crooked. Because that has to be good, right?
Why do I have to be
Okay. Ankles.
Wee.
Ankle the other way. And then your other foot. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the shoulder before we demonstrate what we're going to be doing today. So your shoulders are a really interesting joint. It's not a typical ball and socket like your hip joint is. Your hip joint has the bone and then the bony part that fits inside. Your shoulder is interesting because a lot of it's held together by muscle. So one of the ways we're going to find out if you have a shoulder problem is we're going to test your range of motion. So we're going to take Rochelle, and if you're working, if there's a partner, we're going to look at the right shoulder, and what I want your partner to do is by your neck, just hold with a little bit of pressure your scapula down, because a lot of the time your shoulder blades and your spine help your shoulder move. So we want to actually test what the shoulder looks like. So go ahead and flex. So when your arm is coming up in flexion, you should be able to get your arm all the way up like this. When you're bringing your arm back in extension, you should be able to get it back about 60 degrees. You can see the gap in here. Turn to face down. Now what Rochelle's going to be doing is she's going to be bringing her arm across like that, and then out to the side and all the way up. Now, if you're losing range of motion in those areas, that's typically pretty serious. Those are the last ones to go. The ones, the internal and external rotation ones that we're going to be showing you right now are the ones that are typically the first to go, especially if it's caused from poor posture moving forward like this. So when you're testing your external rotation, if you were to put your arms out like this, you should be able to get them at least parallel to the ground, maybe even a little bit lower. If your shoulders are stuck up here and if you can't get them down to the ground, the same thing here. You should be able to get your shoulders behind your back, maybe even up your back like this is a good way to test external rotation. The other way to test it is if you're looking at my arm this way, I should be able to get it flat or lower. And then for external rotation, I should at least be able to get both arms out into 45 degrees. So typically these are the ones that go away first. And they don't go away because trauma happens, they go away because day-to-day life happens. So the 3 exercises that we're going to show you are simple ways that you can help remedy these. First one, you're going to need a weight. So I have a kettlebell here. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can use a paint can. You can use a paint can. The goal is to have something that's really heavy, or at least relatively heavy. Because what happens as we sit forward, our shoulders start to go up and up. So the opposite of that is to help drive them back and down. The way to do that is you can get a weight. If you're going to use 2 kettlebells, you want to do it on both sides. I can show you, it's fine. Yep. So you want to use it on both sides. If you only have one, you can take this, put it behind your back, and then just let the weight do the work for you. So you want to hold it for 30 seconds to a minute, then put the weight down. And then again, you can do some of the shoulder mobility that we've been doing. You can pick the weight back up. And again, the same thing. Just hold it 30 seconds to a minute. And what are you getting your shoes on for? Who knows, eh? Okay, so you want to do it for 30 seconds to a minute and repeat that 8 rounds. Down with what we just showed you. But the other thing that happens is they do this thing where they come forward and they internally rotate. And it's not enough just to bring them back like this. We have to teach your shoulders to open up this way. Now this one's interesting because Rochelle can't quite do this quite yet.
We need to work on this one.
But we need to work on this one. It goes like this. So looking from the back, we're gonna touch knuckles, lock your fingers together, and then you're going to turn your palms up and then turn your palms towards you and then keep going and turn your palms all the way down. And then you can see I can get my palms all the way down and Rochelle can get her palms facing her butt. The point is, do what you can to get into this position and hold it for 30 seconds to a minute as best as you can. You don't want to create too much pain or too much pressure in your shoulder. You want to create a little bit of a discomfort, like a stretch. Hold it for 30 seconds to a minute, and then relax and let it go. Okay, and you want to repeat that 8 to 10 times. And Rochelle's going to be showing you the last exercise before we get into our fun exercises.
I'm going to explain how to do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So Rochelle's going to be showing you what's called a trap 3 raise. And the trap 3 raise, when we're looking at shoulder stability and mobility, I think a lot of us know that we need to stretch or we need the shoulder to be mobile. But in order to really start to see improvement in this area of your upper back and your shoulder, you need it to be strong. So Rochelle's going to show you an exercise called a trap 3 raise. And the goal of it is it's something that you can do at home. You can add a really, really light weight if you have it, but it's to strengthen your upper back and these muscles that help pull everything down. So go back to the beginning so we can show them, because there's something that's really important that you did. So she's not just bent over and then she just doesn't pull her arms up. You can see that her core is tight, her spine is in a nice neutral position. Rochelle is nice and I like touching mom's butt too. You can see that she has good mobility, and the first thing that she does is she really locks her shoulders. It's hard to see on camera, but her shoulders come back and all this gets locked out before the exercise. Yeah, the thumbs are up before the exercise starts to happen. So it's a pull across here. How long are you holding it for?
Holding it for 2 seconds at the top.
2 seconds at the top, and then it's nice and slow on the way down. So it's not just up fast and then down. It's a slow 2 count up, and then hold for 2 seconds, and then 2 seconds down. How many times are you repeating this?
20 times.
20 times. It's okay to start with 3 or 4. It's one of those.
Or 5 or 6.
Or 5 or 6. It's one of those exercises that the form, it's not okay to break your form. It's better to do 2 or 3 good ones than 20 ones where you're doing one of these.
All right.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Ready for some exercises?
Egg.
Okay, so let's start the game, how it works, and I'll get this stuff out of the way.
We're going to need just a little bit of space for this. We have 6 exercises, and we're going to do each exercise for 7 reps. Okay.
Why 7?
A lot of jumping exercises. Okay, come over here. Ari's gonna pick. Should we go through the exercises first? I need to see those.
Can you give them up? And then you can pick them.
Okay, so we have jumping jacks.
Bunny hops.
Yeah. We have burpees. We have squats,
And
lunges. We have bunny hops, and then one special one for the end.
a chicken
A
dance.
chicken dance. Okay.
Why chicken dance? It's supposed to be Easter. There's no Easter chicken.
Should we do variations or no?
You can show the variations.
Okay, so the first one, Ari picked. What is that? Do you know what this is? Jumping jacks.
Okay.
So we're gonna do 7 reps.
Wait,
Okay, put it there. Okay, Ari, give me this. Okay, ready? Let's go.
1,
2,
2,
4, 5, 6,
4,
7.
6, 7.
All right. If you guys can't jump, you can easily just step. It doesn't have to be super high impact. Just take it at your own pace.
Bunny hops.
No, this one is 7.
Almost.
Burpees.
Burpee.
I'll do the variation.
Rachel will do the variation.
If you can't do the burpee, get down as low as you can to the ground, whether it's kneeling on both legs and then stand back up, or whether you can lay down all the way down to the ground
1,
and then do a push-up
2,
to get back up. So
Okay,
that's
ready?
1,
Let's go.
4, 5, 6, 7.
All right.
I feel like I'm cheating.
That's okay. Take your time.
What's that say?
Squats.
Reading. Tell everyone what it is.
Squat.
How do you do a squat?
Hey, can you show everyone how to do a squat? Over. Go. All right.
That's a good
Now,
squat.
how many do you have to do?
7,
7?
4,
If you can't
If
squat,
you can't squat, just sit down on a chair, sit down on the couch, and stand up.
6,
Ready? 1,
7.
2, 3.
I know everybody's nervous as the chicken dance.
You think everyone's nervous for that?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Look at them. Go crazy.
Okay, what? Wait till Dad's done.
okay, got it.
7 on the shoulder.
7 lunges.
Again, with variation with this is step as far as you can, or use something to hold yourself as you're stepping down, and alternate legs.
Okay, ready?
1,
Step forward.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Whoa, you got a jump
7,
lunge.
8,
Oh, a little extra.
10.
Nice.
Okay,
Coach Shoko would be proud of you.
I know what this is.
This one's
Bunny
your
hops.
Go show everyone what is it.
Hey, look
oh, you got a stick.
You have to tell everyone what it is. They don't know what to do.
at
That
bunny
shouldn't
hops.
be inside.
You have to
huh?
do 7
Outside.
bunny hops.
If you can't do a bunny hop, a really simple thing to do is just try to get yourself on your toes. It's a clinky stick.
Okay,
Coinky
I'm
stick.
gonna use that to get your arms back up.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
let's do
Cool.
7 bunny hops. Ready? How do you do it?
1,
1,
2,
2.
3, 4, 5, 6. I'm nervous.
You're nervous. And
No,
the last little fun thing is Ari wants us to have a little chicken dance. We'll do it for 5 seconds. Ready? Oh, is your shirt coming off? You're hot.
You're hot.
Okay, ready? Let's
Ready?
go.
Pop,
Pop, pop. Ready?
Perfect.
We are done.
Thank you.
Have a great everybody.
Have a
Stay
happy
safe.
Easter. I hope you had a little bit of fun with us.
We'll see you soon, okay?
Bye.
Teacher. Boo ba 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 bee boo ba 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 boo ba ba boo ba bee ba ba boo ba bee ba ba boo.